Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.
Good morning, everyone. Good to have you with us today. There's one very important thing that most high school seniors need to do if they plan to attend college. This fall, the CEO of College Now of Greater Cleveland, Lee Friedman, and the Chief Academic Officer of the Cleveland Metropolitan District, Dr. Michelle Pierre Farid, are here to tell us what that is. And then the Executive Director of Angel Hands, Northeast Ohio, Norma Eshong, will tell us about the annual Northeast Ohio International Women's Day. Later on the broadcast today, the head designer at Anderson Couture, Jonathan Anderson, will explain how he's giving back to his community. Good morning, I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope, and so we begin with Lee Friedman, who's the CEO of College Now of Greater Cleveland, seated next to me here on your right, and Michelle Pierre Farid, the Chief Academic Officer for the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. Good to have you both with us.
Good morning.
Tell me about the, first off, give us a little thumbnail sketch, Lee Friedman, of the College Now of Greater Cleveland. What is that?
It's my pleasure. College Now is the oldest and one of the largest college access organizations in the country, founded here in Cleveland, Ohio, something that we could be proud of, a first. We basically do three things. We provide college guidance, financial aid counseling for 25,000 high school students and adults in 100 venues across Northeast Ohio. Our services are free. We also provide scholarship dollars and help students get financial aid. We'll talk more about that later. And then lastly, we provide retention and mentoring services to the students that we serve to make sure that they have the support under them at college to make sure that they finish.
Of course, before they get to college, they got to be in high school. So we go over here to Michelle Pierre Farid, who is the Chief Academic Officer at Cleveland Metropolitan School District. How do you get those kids in that pipeline so that they can get to Lee Friedman and talk about college?
Yeah, so there's a couple important things. One is our curriculum and making sure that our students are ready for college. And so there are two major pieces that we are trying to do at Cleveland Metropolitan School District. Is one, have a high quality education for every single scholar that we serve in the 40,000 kids that we have, and so we are making sure to provide more advanced placement courses in our high school classes, more honors classes in the high schools, so that the kids are actually prepared and ready to go to college. We also make sure that our students are taking the PSAT, so we can prep them for the assessments to go to college. And then all of our 11th graders take the ACT. And so not only do we want to make sure to have the curriculum to support them, but we also want to make sure that we provide the testing and supports so they actually can get into college. And then we partner with College Now so that we have the supports in place to help our children make the right decisions about what type of college is best for them, and then get the supports to be able to pay and go to college and be successful afterwards.
Kind of a two-handed approach, you and you here working together all to benefit the kids. What is this Higher Education Compact of Greater Cleveland? What is that?
The Higher Education Compact is an initiative that was started by Mayor Jackson and in partnership, of course, with Eric Gordon at CMSD and a number of other higher education institutions, presidents of universities, College Now, other practice partners, to ensure that the students coming out of the Cleveland Public Schools have not only the academic preparation, but they have the college access services, which College Now and other partners provide, and that when they get to these universities are committed to making sure these students can complete. Our goal is not to get them just to school, it's get them through school.
I've got a friend who's in education who told me many, many years ago that when we tell kids to go to college, we have to make sure we tell them how that's done, how to go to college. You've got something called the Free Application for Federal Student Aid, or FAFSA, is that what you call it? What is that?
Yes, so one of the key pieces for making sure that students get the financial aid so that they can select the college that they want is that they have to fill out a form. It's almost like you're doing your income taxes. And so with that information, the federal government is able to sit there and say, this is how many grants you can get. It also provides each college that you're applying to, helps them to create the financial aid package for our students. And so that is a first step, and for the students being able to make the decision on which college is best for me and what I can afford to be able to stay in college. We know the success rate of students is based on if they have the financial aid and supports to be able to get through the 4 to 5 years.
Mom and dad are sitting out there, and the kids too are saying, now how do I get that application, the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid? How do they get that?
Well, that's really where College Now and other not-for-profit partners come in. This is not the easiest form in the world to fill out, and everyone who's done it will tell you that. So there are services in the school buildings, in many community settings that we provide free service to get the forms done for the students and their parents. College Now is in every Cleveland high school, so the families can come to the high schools to do it, but we have many community partners, and if you go to the highereducationcompact.org, there's a whole FAFSA calendar of where the service is being provided. And again, this is done free to the students and their families. They have to do it. If they don't fill it out, Michelle said this, there's no way for them to go to school because they cannot unlock any dollars without having, this is the gatekeeper.
And we've got a website too we might as well put on the screen now.
Right.
College Now is your organization, collegenowgc.org. collegenowgc.org. What kind of money are we talking about now when we're talking about?
Well, you know, as I said, College Now provides the financial aid and college guidance counseling. For students that are Pell eligible, which is low income, on the average, we can find the students $60,000 towards a college-going education over the 4 years. Now, part of that is Pell money, that's federal dollars, some of it is federal loans, some of it is institutional aid, some of it is community aid, merit aid. It's a whole package, but that's why we so strongly encourage families to come see us, because our folks are expert at figuring out how to unlock the dollars and find them. And as I said, for a Pell eligible student, we typically find them about $60,000 for their 4-year education.
And in our final 30 seconds, Michelle Pierre Farid of the Cleveland Metropolitan School District, you can get these kids in that pipeline. You can help them with this information, this federal money that's available for her organization to go to college. You can do that.
And so we really want parents to understand this is an important time frame. So the next couple of months is the critical time to make sure to get the most money. So we want parents to understand to really go on the website, but every high school has a counselor that they can come into and have conversations. We do it during the school day. We even have evening events with our partners. So parents don't have to think about, I have to take off of work to do this.
Right.
Like, you can come in, you can do it in the evening. You can send information with your child, and they can help fill out the form.
Available at the schools.
At the school. So just stop by your neighborhood high school and get this aid for your child.
Lee Friedman, CEO of College Now of Greater Cleveland, many thanks. And Michelle Pierre Farid, Chief Academic Officer for the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. Thank you so much for being on the broadcast.
Thank you very
Thank you for
much.
having
We
us.
hope we've helped some kids.
We hope so too.
Yeah, we do.
I think we have. I'm going to take a break. This is Kaleidoscope. I'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope today. The annual Northeast Ohio International Women's Day is Saturday, March the 8th. The event is hosted by Angel Hands Northeast Ohio. Its Executive Director Norma Eshong is here, along with Beverly White, to tell us more about the event. Norma seated on the right and Beverly seated on the left. Good to have you both with us.
Thank you.
Tell us about Angel Hands of Northeast Ohio, Norma.
Well, Angel Hands of Northeast Ohio is a kind of a community outreach service that does local and international projects. Many of our projects have been in Ghana, West Africa, in Kenya, in areas in Africa. Locally, we give away coats, clothing, do food drives, things of that nature. So that's what
So
we
you've
do.
got a big event coming up that you're here to talk about. Saturday, March the 8th
March
is
the
your International Women's Day here in Northeast Ohio. What happens at International Women's Day?
Well, International Women's Day, a lot of people don't know a whole lot about it, but it's been around in other countries since 1911. So it's over 100 years old. Angel Hands decided to bring International Women's Day to Northeast Ohio because we feel women need to come together, share, have fun, and learn from one another.
One of the things you're going to be talking about is belly dancing. And you brought your belly dancer right along with you. You see how I just slipped right over in there?
That was good. That was good.
Beverly White, you're the belly dancer. Tell me about that, how you're going to do that.
Well, belly dancing came
This will
to
be
this
at the
country.
event, too.
Yeah, we'll have a workshop at the event. And how it ties into the whole International Women's Day is that it helps to support women. A lot of times people just see the sensuous nature of belly dance, and it's sensuous just because of nature who's doing the dancing. So a lot of people don't realize that it's a historic dance,
Right.
and it's a dance that was used for rites of passage for women and different festivals and celebrations. So we use it to support women. So many times we have been put in competitive situations, so belly dancing helps us, put our guard down, learn how to share, and learn from each other.
Yeah, I know you're going to have a big event there. You're going to have not only belly dancing, but a whole lot of other things, too.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about some of the other things you're going to have. And by the way, this is going to be at the Cleveland Clinic Lyndhurst campus. That's on Richmond Road. Saturday, March the 8th. Starts at 9 o'clock in the morning and goes until mid-afternoon.
Right.
1950 Richmond Road. I'll hold this steady
Right.
for camera number 3.
Well, the women tend to like Humble G the Fiddler, so he's going to be there in terms of entertainment. We also have Tam Tam, a West African dance and drum troupe, and we have the Rising Star Chinese acrobatic troupe that's going to be performing. Now, our keynote speakers are exceptional. We have Iris Harvey from Kent State University. We have Dr. Jennifer she's a scientist out at Nassau. And our workshops are designed to empower women, to help us be able to help ourselves and help each other.
So
and
you've got a bunch of things going on.
yeah, and we infuse girls this year too.
Yeah. What's it cost for this? What's this event going to cost on March the 8th at the Cleveland Clinic Lyndhurst campus beginning at 9 o'clock in the morning?
A measly $10.
$10.
And you get breakfast and lunch for that.
I don't know how you're able to do that. You can stretch. I've known Norma for many years, and she can stretch that down. And that's the goal. And you get something out of this too, don't you, Beverly?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
You're participating. I mean, you're one of the people who's going to be performing, but you're going to be talking about it. What are you going to say about what you're doing and how it fits in with International Women's Day?
Just a place where we can learn. Exercise is always good, no matter what you're doing, if you're doing Zumba or aerobics, but it's good for your body. And as we go along, we use music that's used for, like I said, for different celebrations. So we're going to talk about supporting each other. We're going to talk about that my moves might not look like your moves. Nobody can shimmy like you can. So, let everybody know to feel comfortable in your own body and who you are.
Well, that's a good thing. And once again, it's going to be Saturday, March the 8th, and our final 30 seconds here starts at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
That's at 1950 Richmond Road, and that's in Lyndhurst, the Cleveland Clinic's Lyndhurst campus.
Yes, yes. And if folks want to go to our website, www.neoiwd.com, you can pay online or you can pay at the door.
And we've got that website right on the bottom of the screen, and you can make a phone call to that number at the bottom of the screen, 641-0287. That's in the 330 area code, and you can get more information on everything we're talking about, right?
Exactly.
Good to see you, Norma.
Good to see you, Leon.
We wish you well.
Okay.
And Beverly, we wish you well.
Thank you.
They say you've got all the moves as a belly dancer.
Yes.
And that's a good thing. And I say that lovingly.
Yes, I
too.
love that.
Well, okay. Many thanks for being on the broadcast.
Thank you.
I'm going to take a break right now. This is Kaleidoscope. I'm Leon Bibb. We're going to talk with a local designer who's giving back to the community after we do this first. You are in touch with Kaleidoscope. My next guest is Clevelander Jonathan Anderson, and he is giving back to the community and to the organization that had a major impact on his life. He's hosting a fashion show on March the 21st, and he's here to tell us all about this event and the organization. Jonathan Anderson, head designer for Anderson Couture. Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm doing fine, sir.
Tell me about Anderson Couture.
Well, I'm a fashion designer. I was trained under the couture method of fashion design and tailoring. Basically, what it means is that I make custom-made pieces to specific measurements of people. It's an old tradition of the French. It's about making things very meticulously, high-end designing, a lot of embroidering and detailing, and that's basically what I make my living as here in Cleveland.
Who's your target audience? Who your clientele?
I have a very wide clientele. I have worked for the movies. I have done things from people for special events, pageants, or movies, and fashion in New York and things of that kind. But for the most part, my woman that I tend to dress is tends to be curvy. Not necessarily full figure, but more the most part, American women are more maroon.
Yeah.
I'm Latino, so we tend to appreciate that. And the gentlemen tend to work out. So, you know, when you're working out and you're an athlete and you get kind of in shape, but at the same time, clothes don't fit the same way because so those are tend to be my most normal clients that I get, but I do everybody.
You told me a little bit ago that you work with the movies, especially those that come to Cleveland, and other movies as well?
Sporadically. I had opportunity to do some independent films, or they contact me out for certain things that I have done in the area. I'm not at liberty to discuss them because they haven't come out yet, but
I understand.
For the most part, yes. And the theater productions, that's how I started, but fashion was my main focus that I like to do. I like the feeling that people get when they get something made for themselves and they feel special.
You've got a benefit fashion show scheduled for Friday, March the 21st, and Cleveland City Hall,
Yes,
right
sir.
there in the big rotunda, in the main.
In the rotunda.
Tell me about this fashion show and what we're going to see there.
Well, the fashion show is going to have about 30 pieces, collections. We have the opportunity to go from resort to after 5 and gala kind of outfits and dresses and all the embellishment. I want to bring fashion back into Cleveland and all that beauty so people have a place to come downtown and looking forward to. And the event is going to be very beautiful. We're going to have music, we're going to have dancers, we're going to have Afro-Caribbean bands and all sorts of stuff. And the main focus of the fashion show, not to take away from my talent, it is to raise money for Esperanza, which is an organization that raises scholarship for the Latinos in the Cleveland area. In my case, I was a beneficiary of Esperanza. I'm an alumni myself. And the reason why I want to give back to them, because when I was in high school, on my senior year, I was a runaway. And it was through a mentor of Esperanza that got me on the right track to find a place to stay, to find a job, to find how to fill out my applications, to get to college. And I wouldn't be who I am right now has it not been
Got
for
you back on
those
track.
people. Yes.
Got you back on track.
And I graduated top 10 in my class in the middle of that whole mess that was going on.
Is that right, after all of that? Tell me what inspired you to get into the fashion industry.
I love the fashion industry. I remember when my mom and my grandmas and everybody in my family in Puerto Rico liked to sew, or they work in factories or things of the kind. But one day I was taking home economics because I was asthmatic as a child. And my friend took me into home economics because the girls were there, we were gonna have a good time. And the teacher realized that I had the talent because I seen it. My parents did it, my grandma did it. And one day she pulled me aside and she showed me a couture fashion show from Valentino. Now granted, I was in the 90s, early 90s before internet. So it was something new for me. And I was like, wow, you could make a living out of creating art in clothing. And she was like, yeah, people can pay for it. And I was like, that's what I want to do.
When you start designing a fashion in our final 2 minutes, it starts with a pencil on a sheet of paper, right?
Actually, it starts before the pencil.
Does?
I started thinking of, like, for example, this collection is going to be Nautica meets Atlantis.
It's going to be what?
Nautica meets Atlantis.
Okay.
So I started thinking, like, if Atlantis did exist, and we have mermaids and all that stuff, and they came into Cleveland through the Nautica, what would it be like? And then you start getting, like, aspects of Nautica, but, like, when people go to the beach or when you go to resorts. I'm Caribbean, so the beach tends to attract me a lot. And then if they came out into Cleveland, how would they dress and try to blend in? So the whole collection has that mermaid silhouette, Atlantic, kind of like treasures coming out of the bottom of the sea, and the gentlemen look like sailors.
So you've got this theme going.
I have a theme going. I start
thing,
picturing these
beach
people,
going.
who's my client, what would they wear it, when would they wear it, how do they want to react. And that's how the whole style, and then it goes into the pencil to create the silhouettes.
Yeah. Starts at, the entertainment starts at 6 o'clock. This is on Friday, March the 21st. March the 21st, Friday, at Cleveland City Hall. And the doors open at 6 o'clock. Entertainment starts at 7 o'clock. And what's it going to cost to get into this?
To get into it, the regular admission is $25. The VIP is $50. And there's free parking. It's City Hall, but have a good time. You don't have to wait out parking. And it'll be on March 21st. And we had the opportunity of having the sponsorship from Dominion, J Honda, and Neon Health Services.
Oh.
And it's going to be a great event. It's for a good cause.
And you're going to show a lot of your fashions.
Definitely.
Of course, it's all about.
Actually, 3 of your people from Channel 5 are going to be there. Kerry Young, Leah Richards, and Terrence Lee.
Oh, well, great. Well, good. And they're going to be modeling some of the
Definitely.
We'll have to see that. We'll have a camera over there. We'll probably.
Definitely. I look forward to seeing you there.
Oh, good
It will
to
be a
see
good
you, my
cause.
friend. Jonathan Anderson, he's head designer for Anderson Couture. By the way, you can reach him at 440-429-4954. You see the number at the bottom of the screen, or you can go to andersoncouture.com.
Actually, you need to get the tickets at andersoncouture.com because City Hall isn't allowed to sell the tickets at the
That's
door.
right. So you buy your tickets through Anderson Couture.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good to see you.
Nice to see you too. It was
my
a pleasure.
Good I've learned a great deal about fashion design.
Thank you.
I will look for your name out there with the women on the red carpet. Many thanks.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to take a break. This is Kaleidoscope. In a moment, we'll be right back with our morning exchange segment with Yvette Clark of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland. Yvette Clark of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland joins me now for the morning exchange segment of this broadcast. Yvette Clark from the Urban League, what's on your mind today?
What's on my mind is a continuation of the conversation you had earlier with your guest about the Higher Ed Compact. The Urban League is part of that, and we are proud to offer OGT and ACT tutoring, another one of our services. Operation Urban Impact, we provide tutoring for the OGT Monday through Thursday from 3:30 to 6, as well as ACT.
Yeah. How do kids get involved with this Operation Urban Impact?
Calling our number,
622-0999, I think, if memory serves me correct.
That is the right
in
number.
In the 216 area code. What do you do to help these kids get ready for the OGT and the ACT tests?
First thing we do is employ certified teachers who have a passion for learning, and then we give them sample tests. We give them the opportunity to test online as the test is given, and also give them independent study strategies to help them be successful.
On your notes that you've given me on this, you're dealing with mathematics and reading and writing and social studies.
Absolutely.
And you've got dates set up. Maybe we can get a shot of that. I don't know if we can quickly get a shot on camera number 3. But this is vital to what you're talking about, this kind of thing, right?
Absolutely. Students need to pass the OGT in order to get that certificate of graduation, and we want to help them be successful. And the ACT also helps them get prepared, and those scores help them also with the financial aid and getting a great place in college.
So all they need to do is make a phone call to the Urban League and set up a time, and you're going to take care of that.
Sure will.
Okay. 622-0999 in the 216 area code. That's going to do it for us. I'm Lee. I'm Bibb. Take care.
Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.